All right, today on Beyond the Rack, we have Dr. Gilyard. Did I say that right?
You did.
But I know her as Shenise. This is my girl, Shenise.
Yes.
Hey, girl.
Hey, how you doing?
Thank you so much for being here. It was so much fun. I'm glad you said yes. No, this is not something you usually do, but I thought it could be fun.
It was very fun.
Right? So Shenise is a doctor in interventional radiologist, and she is the only Black woman at UCLA. So yay for her. And I'm gonna have her dive into that. But before we go into being a doctor and all those things, let's go way back to where you're from, your childhood, how you grew up, all those things, where you went to college, and why interventional radiologist. So
Perfect.
Let's start back in the day.
So I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina, born and raised, and both of my parents actually went to UNC Chapel Hill, so it was destined for me to also attend University of North Carolina Chapel Hill. When I put in applications, I tried to put an application into Duke, but I just couldn't hit the send button, so it never actually got there. But I'm one of 4 siblings. I'm the oldest of 4, and growing up, I was apparently very curious. My mom sent me some videos a little bit ago of me as a child, and I got into everything. I was like, possibly like blowing things up. Like I was causing a lot of chaos and calamity in the house. Oh, exactly, because I was like always into science and just like experimenting and like counting butterflies and all kinds of stuff. So that was me as a kid. And then as I grew up, I also really like sports and fashion. So funny enough, I actually thought I was gonna be a fashion designer.
I thought you told me when we first met.
So I took a lot of like sewing classes, and so I actually can sew. I had a really nice Singer sewing machine, and I would actually make my own clothes sometimes and try to wear them.
So why we didn't pursue that?
Because my, what was it? High school 9th grade teacher was like, you're really good in science. You should think about being a doctor. And I hadn't really thought of it before then. I thought maybe I'll go into law school. I didn't know what I was gonna do. And then I was like, okay, let me check this out. And then I kind of fell in love with the idea of being able to take care of people. I did a summer internship, ironically, at Duke, and in high school.
Okay. Nice.
And it was paid internship. It was a paid internship in summer, and I was doing summer research. And then I was like, okay, this is really what I want to do. So yeah, that was it. That's how I made it through. And then I went to the Cleveland Clinic, Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine for medical school. And then I went to Boston for my internship at Massachusetts General Hospital. And I went to Emory for diagnostic radiology. I know, I've moved all over the country. And then at Emory, I was their first African-American chief resident in diagnostic radiology.
Oh, okay.
And then I came out to UCLA to complete my training in interventional radiology.
Okay. Now, so explain what interventional radiologists mean.
Yeah.
And then why you chose that field.
Sure. So basically it means that I am board certified in looking at x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, and everything else in between. Anything that looks inside the body with radiation or magnetic field, I can read those images and interpret them, but I also can do procedures using those image capabilities. And what's nice is that if someone needs like a fibroid treated, that's one of the things I treat the most, I can treat the fibroids without having to do surgery on them. So 20 years ago, maybe even 40 years ago, the only treatment for fibroids was a hysterectomy, which is a very big surgery. And now we can treat the fibroids with a puncture in the wrist, and you kind of end up going home 2 days later or less, and with a little bit of pain, but really just no more than cramps.
Okay, so can we talk about that for a minute? A puncture in the wrist.
That's right. I can treat your fibroid. That's right. That's right.
From here it goes to there.
All the way down to there. Yes.
What are we puncturing?
Okay, so we have arteries all the way. I tell patients it's like a highway. So the bigger artery in our body is the aorta, but the aorta has all the other blood vessels that connect to it. So you can get all the way down to the arteries that go to the uterus from the wrist. And so it's so much more comfortable. It's like an IV stick, really. Like the size of the catheter that we use is no bigger than the IV that you get for fluids if you need fluids in the hospital. And the procedure itself takes about an hour or less. And most of my patients either go home the next day or they only spend a night in the hospital or out the next morning.
I can't comprehend this, like seriously. So it's like an IV.
Yes.
That
Goes into the artery, and then it goes there, and then go down, and then all the way down, and then put some stuff in there to block off the blood flow to the fibroids, and then it stops.
So you're looking at a screen while you're doing it.
Yes. So it's like a big giant TV screen, and you can see in all the blood vessels that you need to see.
And then how do you get the fibroid off?
So we don't take it off. We basically stop its blood supply. So fibroids are abnormal growths, and we stop the supply of the blood flow to the fibroid, and the fibroids shrink themselves. Just like if you had a mole and your doctor or you twisted it and you kind of cut the supply off and it fell off or something like that. Same concept.
So can it still possibly grow back?
It's very rare. About 1% of patients have it grow back, but it's not that same fibroid. It's usually a new fibroid has grown in that time period. And that usually only happens for patients that are in their, I would say 30s when that happens, because they still have a lot of time of hormones that they're going to be exposed to and opportunities for to have new fibroids.
Now, let's talk a little bit about fibroids, because I don't want to say I'm ignorant of it, but I know a lot of women who have it.
Yeah.
I personally, obviously, I guess I don't have it because my doctor's never told me, but I know millions of women that do. Like, what causes it, and is it mostly us as Black women that get it, and why?
So fibroids will affect probably almost 60% of women in some shape or form. It is more common in Black women. And fibroids are essentially, your uterus has multiple layers. The biggest, thickest part of the uterus is called the myometrium. It's a muscle layer. And fibroids are basically abnormal kind of muscle cell tissue that just grows and grows and grows. And it becomes an abnormal growth that's not a cancer in the uterus itself. The reason that it causes problems is as they grow, people kind of start feeling a lot of pressure. They feel really bulky. Or sometimes it causes a lot of bleeding and really, really heavy cycles, like very heavy cycles. I have some folks that I know, some friends of mine that were telling me that, I'm having to get iron transfusions because my cycles are so heavy. And then I said, okay, you need to see if it's fibroids causing it. And it turned out that was the case.
Because the fibroids, it's what's bleeding. It's not more so.
Well, it's the lining of the uterus, but it causes so much irritation on that yes, it bleeds.
So again, though, like what's really causing the abnormal growth, though?
That's a great question, and we actually don't know yet. So it's a part of research that a lot of people are looking into, but we don't actually have a good answer for what's causing it. We just know how to treat it right now.
And why us? Why is it more so us? Another question we can't really
we can't. We do. You know what I think though? I think that there's a lot. We don't in medicine account for the amount of stress that we go through as Black people, right? So there's a hormone called cortisol that's released when you're under a lot of stressful conditions, and we know that causes higher blood pressure. It increases your inflammatory response, so it increases your chance of diabetes that we all get, as Black people. No, but like as Black people, it's very common in Black folks. Even Black folks that are healthy, so to speak, is very common. And I think that the stress hormones that are released when you live in a certain type of society that is putting a lot of pressure on you has a lot to do with it.
Is there anything that women can do to prevent it as much as we?
The prevention part is a hard question because we don't know the cause. I think that sometimes having children can be protective, but sometimes it's not, because I've seen women who've had plenty of children but also have fibroids. So I think just knowing what's going on, and if you're having abnormal symptoms, like you're having heavy bleeding and you're having cramping, I want women to know, most importantly, having a really, really bad periods all the time is not normal. And we've normalized that. Like, oh, it's, I'm bedbound, but it's okay. No, that's actually not a normal thing. And so in that case, I want women to be really empowered to say, this is not normal. I need to see someone about that.
All right, so what do you feel like, if there is, what would be your next step as a doctor?
Okay, that's a great question. So my next step, one of the things I'm really, really passionate about is research and getting information to people, like in an accessible way. So I've been building a social media platform called Curly Doc MD, and so that's been like my next kind of evolution as a physician, because what I've learned over the past couple of years is that you don't know what you don't know if you're a patient. And so I want to try to create resources that is like actual resources and information from someone that you feel like you can trust when you have like certain questions. So I have videos on everything, honestly, ranging from fibroids right now to taking care of an elderly adult and like caregiving in that space. And so I'm hoping to like interview more people and try to do some interview formats where I'm not just the one giving information, but I'm the interviewer and I'm interviewing other experts. So that's going to be my next step. But also I do a lot of research on sickle cell disease. And so that's kind of where my career is going. We're actually presenting some of my research at the American Society of Hematology in a month. So I'm really excited about that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I've been seeing some of your videos on social media, and I think they're pretty dope. Because it feels like you said, like we feel like we're talking, like we can listen to our friends.
Right.
That is talking to us and we can understand it better. Yeah.
Yeah, and I intentionally have like my videographer that helps me out with the videos. She is somewhat medical, but she's really not medical. She's not a physician, she's not a nurse. She knows a lot of medical stuff, but I wanted that so that when I say something, I want to make sure that it makes sense and it's not so crazy that my general audience would, you know, not really understand it or have to go Google things after I've told you something. That's not fair.
So I don't think I've said in the beginning, me and Shenise met, was it 3 years?
3 years, about, yeah, it was 3 years ago at a service event. And
a service event, and we just clicked literally right
instantly,
away.
yes.
Right?
She came eating down. I was like, what is she wearing and why aren't we friends? That's how we met.
It was a good moment.
Yeah, it was a moment.
And then from there, we just started hanging out. And I haven't seen you in a while, actually. Life just got busy for both of us. But we used to go to the Culver City Stairs together.
Yes.
I think that might have been my first time actually going, to be honest.
Really?
And it was rough. But every time you go, it gets
a little easier.
With that said, that's just something that we like to do together. What's something else that we don't know about you that's more fun, Shenise? That
oh my gosh. So I do like trying new things. So I do roller skate. I've been roller skating a long time, but I've actually tried to get more into like doing more advanced stuff. And then I do like to surf. I know, I do. I don't do it right now because of the hair. But when the hair is twisted, I've been taking some surfing lessons and I'm trying to, you know, exactly. So trying to do that. So trying to stay active, but like in fun things. And I also do something that's not so fun. It's like an F45 HIIT class in the morning. You appreciate the results, but you really don't enjoy doing it.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to have you back here for Black Girls Surfing.
Yes, that'd be so much fun.
Everything.
Yes.
We gotta get you on the beach, behind the scenes kind of thing. We gotta get you on the beach this summer, spring, whatever.
Yes.
Surfing.
Yes.
I think that's so dope.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yep, you need a wetsuit out here, but you don't need one in Hawaii. So like, anytime I get to go to Hawaii, I'm like, okay, let me get in that water because it's warm.
So, is there anything else you would like to tell the people before we go?
If you're concerned about your health or anything like that, don't sit on it and don't take no from an answer. So one of the things I definitely want our audience to know is that you'll always look good when you feel good. And so make sure that feeling good is the most important thing for you. And then you can always look good.
Right, that part.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm so grateful. It was so nice to be here.
Until next time on Beyond the Rack, peace, y'all.
Bye.